Disney's Aladdin is an action platformer game based on a 1992 film of the same name. Developed by Virgin Games, the game was released by SEGA for the SEGA Genesis in 1993. This is one of several games based off the film, including another game that was released in the same month by Capcom for the Super Nintendo, but both games are completely different. This game is one of the best-selling Genesis games with 4 million copies sold. It also received a number of adapted ports for other platforms, such as the NES and the Game Boy. Remember, if you're new here, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button as it helps out this channel grow. And don't forget to hit the notification button for all future videos. So, is Aladdin worth playing today? Let's find out in this review of Aladdin for the SEGA Genesis. The story follows a film, kind of sort of. Jafar wants to find the one person to enter the Cave of Wonders in order to grab the magic lamp. His only hope is a street rat named Aladdin, so he convinces Aladdin to go into the cave to retrieve the lamp. The story is told by cutscenes throughout the game, but they really don't explain a whole lot. So if you never watched the movie, you might not know what's going on, as the cutscenes really don't do the movie any justice. And it would have been nice to see Jasmine in the story a little bit more, as she's only in a couple of scenes. I thought they could have done a lot better with the cutscenes to tell the story. Disney's Aladdin is a side-scrolling platformer game in which the player controls Aladdin throughout settings and a storyline based on the film. The game controls are really good, but the jumping can be a little bit stiff at times, and jumping on disappearing platforms can be troublesome, depending on how well you jump. And fighting with the guards isn't that hard, it just comes down to the hit detection, which can be a bit iffy if you're not too careful. Aladdin uses a sword for his offense against enemy characters, for short-range slashing attacks, and apples that can be used as long-range ammunition. The apples have a limited resource, but more can be collected throughout the game. Aladdin's health is indicated by a trail of smoke coming out from the genie's lamp on the top left corner of the screen. The trail shortens whenever Aladdin is harmed by an enemy or an environmental hazard. Health can be restored by collecting blue genie hearts scattered throughout the level. If Aladdin runs out of health, he will lose a life. Blue vases within the levels act as checkpoints from which Aladdin can be revived once he loses a life. Extra lives can be received by collecting golden icons in the shape of Aladdin's head hidden in the levels. The amount of lives and apples Aladdin is equipped with at the start of the game is determined by the difficulty setting, which can be adjusted in the main menu. Aside from apples, Aladdin can collect gems, which can be traded with the peddler in each level for extra lives and wishes. Wishes allow the players to continue the game from the current level after losing the last life instead of having to start again from the beginning. On occasion, smart bombs in the form of Jafar's lamp can be found and triggered, which will result in eliminating all the on-screen enemies. If the player collects one or more genie tokens and clears a level, the player will be taken to the Genie bonus machine, a luck-based minigame in which pressing a button rewards the player with a random prize that consists of a gem, 5 apples, or an extra life. The amount of Genie tokens collected in a level determines the amount of rounds that can be played in the minigames. If the player picks up an Abu token, a bonus level featuring Aladdin's pet monkey Abu, in these levels, the player must move left or right to collect gems, apples, and extra lives that drop to the ground while avoiding pots, rocks, fish, palace guards, and other hazards. Aladdin shined very well on the SEGA Genesis with the graphics. The graphics are incredible. What helps is that the actual animators from the movie worked on this game, and it really shows. The characters look just like their movie counterparts. They are all detailed nicely from head to toe. The attention to the detail in the character modeling is there. Areas and backgrounds look like they were ripped straight from the movie. The animation is amazing. It is truly magnificent for what could be accomplished on the SEGA Genesis. There are some nice touches in the game, like the guards losing their pants when you hit them with a sword or an apple, the guards walking on a hot coal, and jumping on the camels and flamingos. There's a lot of details that went into every stage. If you don't pay attention, you could easily miss things like Sebastian the Crab in prison in the dungeon stage, or the Mickey Mouse ears on some clotheslines. Aladdin holds up mostly well in its audio. The music used in the game sounds right out of the movie, just without the lyrics. All of the music has a crisp and upbeat sound to it. It has all the songs from the film, and they are all represented in a nice manner despite the Genesis limited audio chips and most of them sounding a little faster. The sound effects are good and fits the game. The swords clanging when they connect, and the other sound effects like pots breaking, apples landing. Overall, the sound effects were pretty good in this game. Aladdin is still a good game, although it's not exactly the best game for the SEGA Genesis. It is one of the more solid and long-lasting titles on the Genesis lineup. It's also one of the best movie licensed games for the SEGA Genesis. The gameplay is very solid and responsive. The graphics look really good. Everything in this game looks just like the movie. It has a really good soundtrack and sounds like the movie. The sound effects are good and easy to hear. Apples have limited ammo, but there's always plenty to find if you're in a pinch. The jumping can be a little stiff at times, and sometimes fighting guards, the hit detection isn't the best. Jasmine could have been in the game a little bit more. The game is on the easy side at first, but starts to get harder, especially when you enter the Cave of Wonders. Probably the hardest and worst level of the game. It's more frustrating than fun. The disappearing platforms can be a bit frustrating at times. The cutscenes could have been better to tell a story. The final battle against Jafar is a bit disappointing and underwhelming. He's really not that difficult, but overall, this game still holds up today and is still fun to play. I would recommend this game. Aladdin for the SEGA Genesis gets a 3 out of 5. What did you think about Aladdin for the SEGA Genesis? Please leave comments below to share your thoughts. That will do it for this episode. I will be doing live streams throughout the week, mostly games from the Xbox or the Nintendo Switch, and sometimes on Tuesday nights at the Retro Game Night. And remember, if you like these videos, give it a thumbs up for your support. Okay, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you here on the next episode. Have a great day.